Hey guys, what's up? Rascalryan521 here to bring back another LEGO review. Today this is my review on the polybag 30305 called the SpiderMan Super Jumper. 38 pieces, recommended age is 6 to 12, and I cannot give you a retail price because this came with the UCS TIE Fighter that I got for my birthday, as you saw just recently. And I believe most of these promotional sets are given away when you spend $75 or over, so that's what I can assume the price point probably was, about 75 bucks. This is a cool little poly bag, and let's show you right away. Let's get right into the details. So we're gonna start off with the bag itself. This little packaging comes in cool. You know, you see it's battling the little spider mech thing. They're really advertising the super jumper all over this thing. You can get the weird little Legoland ticket. Don't know why they include that, but whatever. So cool little bag. I'm gonna take the camera off really quickly. Here we got our extra pieces. Nothing super noteworthy of these three except for I really like that that metallic claw piece. I think that's really neat. Just a cool extra piece to have, definitely. Especially if you make like custom weapons or custom swords or something, that could be useful. But other than that, the claw and the stud aren't really, you know, super exciting, but you know, they're still pretty nice to have. There we go. In the instruction manual, you know how these polybag ones are, you know, you just fold it out, and then, you know, it's got a front and a back side, you know. Polybag instruction manuals are pretty small. So now we're going to go on to our one and only figure in the set, but still a great figure. And this is SpiderMan. Here's SpiderMan. Like I said, cool figure. Some nice torso printing. I really like that torso printing. I love the mask. I love like kind of the way they did it. You know, the eyes and then the little web strands, even if it is based off the animated show. And I even love how they continued the webbing, like the netting on the back of the mask. That's just really cool. I don't really like that spider, that cartoony looking spider. I wish they would have printed the one like the logo like it looks in the movie, kind of even like the one that like right here on the front of him. I just think this weird fat cartoony spider on the back looks kind of dumb. Not Lego's fault. I guess it's kind of just accurate to the show, or cartoon, or whatever this is based on. Or other than that, though, pretty nice figure. For Spider-Man, I'm kind of surprised they didn't put more printing on him, but it is a polybag figure, so, you know, no biggie with that at all. So, you know, very nice figure to have. It's only my second Spider-Man figure, so, you know, it is pretty nice to get another one. There's Spider-Man. So now on to the actual set itself. I got this weird mech-looking thing. It's weird, but that's not a bad thing. The thing I like about it is that it looks kind of like a spider, especially from the bottom when I was building it. You know, it really looks. It's kind of, you know, heavily designed to look like a spider. You know, it's got these cool, like I said, metallic claws that you get an extra one of. I love those. It's got this little green eye thing, and then these cool dome pieces. You know, one to look like the abdomen, you know, of the spider, and then another just for, you know, I don't know, the dome top of it. You get a lot of nice chrome pieces in the set, even with this piece holding the legs together. That's chrome. That's really neat. And I'm going to try and do it. It's not going to work very well, but, you know, I'm not going to flick them because I can't really hold it at an angle where I can do that right now. But, you know, just kind of push them out. With really small builds like this, it's just easier to actually push them out than it is to flick them out. Because it's so small that if you flick it, the whole build is just going to go flying. Unless you're like holding it down. But when you put too much down pressure on this, then these legs all kind of cave in. So it's not really... For this one, it's better if you just, you know, push them in rather than, you know, flicking them. But, you know, cool little mech build, you know. Cool thing if you're like a little kid, you want to recreate a little mini battle scene. Or, you know, you just want to display something, like a little small battle on your shelf or something, I don't know. Just a cool little thing to have. Cool for spare parts, too, I suppose. I might just do that with mine, but, you know, who knows. Still pretty cool, pretty neat looking. And then, of course, we also do get, other than that, we also do get the Super Jumper. Which, you know, you put Spider-Man on. Feet click in there. When I first got this, when I first built it, it was a huge pain fitting his legs in there, but after a while the Super Jumper becomes a little bit easier to work with. And it's just, you know, it's easier to kind of work with, so you know, after a while, you know, the pieces loosen up, I guess. So, gonna zoom out. Put like the mech like over here. You know, we're gonna flick Spider-Man back. Ah, crap. He fell way behind my stuff. Here, let me see if I can get him really quick. Got him, guys. Sorry I fall behind all like all my crap under my little studio area. But yeah, this is a cool little mini set. I wasn't super fond of it at first, but I'm actually getting used to it. I mean, it's a promotional set that you get for free if you spend a certain amount of money, so I'm not going to judge it at all. I mean, I've gotten some other promotional sets so far, like in the past, and it's a lot better than the ones I usually get. Like one of them I got, like it was like a Chima set when the Chima stuff was first starting out, and it was like one of the eagles on this weird little eagle mini jet thing, and it was really weird, and it was kind of a dumb little buildable set, something that I'd rather just, you know, use the spirit pieces for something else. Whereas this one, you know, you've got the thing that I love about smaller sets that I feel like is crucial, that I feel like the play value is a lot better if you put this in smaller sets, is if you've got one villain and one villain and then one hero or whatever. You know, you got to put a bad guy and a good guy, I would say, in each of the smaller sets, because it makes it easier for kids to, you know, because you don't need to buy a ton of crap, you know, to do this battle scene. If you've got just one villain and then one good guy, you know, you can just recreate a cool little mini battle scene, you're good to go. So I suppose from like a play perspective for little kids, this is a nice little mini starter set. But once again, like I said, it's just a promotional thing you get, so you know, it's nothing too fancy. I'm not going to judge it too much, but it is a cool little mini polybag, and I'm pretty happy I have it. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Tell me what you think of it down in the comments, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and see you later. Goodbye.